Well, good morning everyone. Hope you are doing good and having a great week. To all my returning subscribers, thank you for your support. And to all our viewers and those recently subscribed, thank you and welcome to this channel. As you can see, I have my collection boxed out, so it's time now to do an update to my vintage and generic silver challenge collection. As many of you know, I started a challenge for myself last year to find and collect as many of the silver rounds design, both vintage and generic, that I could find here in Singapore. This challenge eventually evolved to include silver rounds gifted by awesome subscribers to the channel, as well as several that I found overseas, all of which you can see on your screen right now. For this video, I'll be adding 4 different International Trade Unit silver round designs, which include one from AMC. So this round here will be going into this collection, which has all my AMC silver rounds. The AMC silver round and the round directly behind it both were found in Singapore, while these 2 rounds over here I found from Stack Bowers in New York City. I touched briefly on the Stack Bowers round in the previous video, but for this video I'll go into some length on all the 4 different designs, and at the end of this video I'll share with you some of my final thoughts. But before we get to them, I'd just like to put it out there that I have a crowdfunding page on Buy Me a Coffee, the link of which you can find in the description text of my YouTube homepage. So go ahead and click on that, go and have a look, and I would appreciate any support that you guys can give, as this channel here is not monetized. Alright, with that all done, let's get into these international trade units. Okay, I'll start my review with this first round here. This is the International Silver Trade Unit, minted by AMC, or the American Medallion Corporation, based out in Houston of the United States. Now the specification of this round and the other 3 rounds are generally the same, so I'll just go through it once for this video. These rounds are minted in 3/9 fine silver. They have a weight of around 31.1 grams or 1 troy ounce, a diameter of 39 millimeters, and a thickness of approximately 3 millimeters with a fully weighted edge. I found this AMC round right here in Singapore. There are no dates indicated on it, and I could not find out any information online on when this round was minted or its mintage numbers. But here on the obverse, we can see this 2 globe design, commonly referred to as the Mercanti globe. And on the left, you can see the continent of the Americas, while on the right, you can see the continent of Africa, Asia, and Australia. Right above, we have the words International Silver Trade Unit. This round is in metal orientation, so when I flip it to the reverse, we can now see the classic American Eagle design with the federal shield right in the center. The eagle is facing to the left, and in this peak there's a banner which has words in Latin reading E pluribus unum, or out of many one. In one of its claws you can see here the olive branch, while on the other claw we can see 13 arrows. Right above the head of the eagle we can see a reef with 13 stars. Just along the border we have the words Great Seal of the United States, while right below we have the composition of the metal, 1 troy ounce 3/9 fine silver, and made in the USA by AMC. Now AMC is no longer in operation, but during the 1980s it produced many different silver round designs, many of them depicting this classic American Eagle. So with that in mind, it is my assumption that this round was probably minted sometime during the 1980s. Let's move now with the second silver round. Again, I found this round right here in Singapore, and this round is known as the International Silver Trade Unit, or is also commonly known as the International Panda. At least that's how it is referred to in Numista. Right here on the obverse, we can see the image of a single panda sitting on the ground and holding onto a bamboo branch. There are no letterings on the obverse, and as you saw, this round is in metal orientation, so when I flip it to the reverse, we can see the familiar scale design of the International Trade Unit, this balance scale holding onto some weights. And just below we have the weight of the silver round in grams, 31.1 grams. And the words right above and below reads the International Silver Trade Unit. Just above we have the purity of the silver, 3/9 fine. While right over here we have a min mark. Can't really tell what it means, and there are no information online regarding who this min mark actually represents. But if anybody do know which company that actually uses this min mark, Do let us know in the comment section below. This is quite a pretty silver round design, but again on it there are no dates indicated and there are no information online on its mintage numbers. Our third design is this Universaro silver round, which I found from Stack Bowers in New York City. This round was minted by the Intermit of Colton in California, otherwise are later known as the International Mint Corporation or IMC. According to Numista, there were 2 million of these silver rounds struck between 1972 and 1975. During those mintages of 4 years, these rounds designs remain essentially the same, with the exception of the round minted in 1973, which have a DD letter mint mark right here on the left wheat stock. Right here on the obverse, we can see this familiar balance scale design seen on almost all international trade units, and in the scale we can see some weights and various commodities. Just below that we can see 5 different busts representing people from all 5 different continents. Right next to them we can see these 2 weight stocks, and just above we have the name of the round, Universaro, the composition of the metal, 1 troy ounce, and below that we have the year of issue of 1972. This round is in metal orientation, so when I flip it to the reverse, we can see the words right above of 1 silver and the name again of Universaro right below. Flanking that we have 2 stalks of wheat, and just above the name of the round we have the composition of the metal, 3 nice fine silver, 1 troy ounce, 31.1 grams. Right in the middle we can see this M&B logo shaped in a stylized omega right above the mercantile globe, and just next to it we have these 2 words reading World Trade. This round is in fairly good condition, although I can see some damage on it. You can see a damage over here on the rim, some scratches down here, and if I flip it to the obverse, I can see a huge scratch right over here. Other than that, this round is in really fine condition, and I'm quite happy to have this round in my collection. We come down to the final design, and this round is known as the International Universal Trade Unit. I also scored this round from Stack Bowers in New York City, and here on the obverse we can see the familiar mercantile globe design, the double globe, with a banner right below reading a World Trade and some plants right behind the banner. Just above we have these words 1 silver, and below that we have the year issue of 1973. The purity of the metal is indicated on top and below the globe. Right here we have 3 nice fine next in between of 2 stars, while right below we have 99.9% pure. Surrounding the globe we have these words here in French, in Portuguese or Spanish, in German and in Mandarin, which translate to pure silver. Right over here we have this mint mark, which I have yet to identify, and if anybody knows the minting company that's indicated by this mint mark, do share that in the comment section below. Numista is a very similar round listed on this website, and if you click on that you will see the round has the same design as this round, although that round is dated 1985, and just below the globe you can see a mint mark which reads FCCB. No other information is available on that round, and no mintage numbers are available for that round as well as this round. This round is in metal orientation, so when I flip it to the reverse, we can now see the familiar balance scale design with the weights in the scale. And over here we have the direction of the compass, N pointing to the north and S pointing to the south. In the scale we have this stylized TU alphabets, which I believe stands for trade unit. And surrounding the scale we have the words the International Universal Trade Unit. The purity of the metal is indicated just beyond the border, and it reads down here 1 troy ounce, 31.1 grams or 480 grains. Flanking the scale we can see over here what looks like some coins, and over here we have a stalk of wheat. I just noticed while doing the review of the reverse what looks like a tiny letter B right here on the left. Again, I have no idea what this indicates. It could be the initials of the designer, But again, if anybody do know what these letter B here means, or what the min mark over here on the office stands for, do let us know in the comment section below. Alright, with the review all done, I have all the 4 silver rounds now in the quadrant square capsules. So as I add them to this tray over here, let me just share with you some of my final thoughts. These silver rounds are fairly difficult to find here in Singapore. So far I've only seen these 2 over here. The other 2 I found in the United States during my visit to New York City. And I believe these international trade units are fairly common in the United States. They were actually minted by many private companies during the 1970s. And it's believed that the minting company produced these international silver trade units to satisfy the demand for silver by the general public, following the decision by the US Mint to remove silver from their coinage since 1964. As such, there are many designs out there, especially in the United States, so this will make an interesting segment of your stacking hobby or collecting hobby if you like to collect all the international trade unit designs for your collection. Now, having all these 4 designs here in my collection, I find that this is actually quite an interesting design to have, and I'll be interested to get more of these international trade units to add to my collection here moving forwards. And with that, I guess that will do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed my review of the 4 international trade unit that I recently added to my vintage and generic silver challenge collection. If you do have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, don't forget to leave me a like if you have enjoyed this content, and be sure to hit that share and subscribe buttons down here if you have not done so. As always, from everybody over here, you all please take care, be safe, and have a nice day.
Mm-hmm.